Good morning. This hearing of the Military Construction, Veterans Affairs, and Related Agencies Appropriations Subcommittee is now called to order. Today we will discuss VA's efforts around Electronic Health Record Modernization, or EHRM. This is a large but important initiative that was promised to result in a single health record for an individual from service entry through a veteran's life, with seamless health data sharing. Unfortunately, implementation efforts to date have been plagued by delays, provider complaints, patient safety concerns, and questions about the accuracy of reporting to Congress, particularly related to costs. Our goal today is to address these issues over two panels. With that, I would like to welcome Donald Remy, Deputy Secretary of Veterans Affairs, and the accountable official for VA's Electronic Health Record Modernization Initiative. He is accompanied by Dr. Terry D-N.M, the Program Executive Director of the EHRM Integration Office, Dr. help me out here, El Nahal, thank you, VA's Undersecretary for Health, and Mr. John Rachalski. All right, 3 for 4 is not too bad. Assistant Secretary for Management and Chief Financial Officer. I want to start just by reiterating the committee's support for VA's EHRM objective. This is an extremely important effort to solve a decades-long problem, and is essential that VA get it right for the health and safety of veterans. In addition, this is a major investment, and VA has a responsibility to taxpayers to ensure the system works and its success can be measured. In 2018, when VA announced it was signing a sole source contract with Cerner Corporation, now known as Oracle Cerner, VA estimated the EHRM initiative would cost $16 billion over 10 years. Congress was told that this amount incorporated the full cost of deploying and operating the new health record across VA's enterprise, including $10 billion for Cerner Corporation to provide the record itself. Since that initial estimate, we learned that VA did not include all of the costs required for a successful implementation and did not report those omissions to Congress in a timely way. This lack of transparency was disappointing, and the committee is glad that VA has made the effort to be more forthright under new leadership. Based on a recent independent cost estimate completed by the Institute for Defense Analysis at VA's request, the cost to the department could be significantly more than the initial estimate. The nearly $50 billion estimate assumes a longer deployment timeline and 15 years of sustainment costs, as well as additional related and necessary costs that VA did not initially contemplate. The components and elements raised by IDA are reasonable and appropriate to consider, which is why it is standard practice to have a third party complete a life cycle cost estimate before contracts are awarded. It is irresponsible that this step was skipped by VA when rushing through a sole source contract in 2018, though I will acknowledge that none of today's witnesses who are responsible for EHRM today were part of that decision. We will discuss that estimate more in the second panel and would appreciate VA's view of it as well. To date, Congress has appropriated $8.2 billion since fiscal year 2018 to VA's dedicated account for this effort, though more has been spent. Of this money, VA has allotted about $4.1 billion, 40% of the contract ceiling, toward the Oracle Cerner contract, and the system has been deployed to 5 sites with 166 to go. I understand that there was a lot of upfront costs to the system, but would like a clear understanding of what that funding has bought us. Closures related to COVID had a huge impact on rollout, but that is not the only challenge this effort is facing. Of significant concern is how the new system has been received by providers. This initiative will not succeed without provider buy-in. It is not surprising that productivity decreased following rollout, but it is not clear whether it has improved over time. I understand that providers from the first rollout site, which deployed nearly 2 years ago, are still raising concerns. More alarming are concerns that the new system is a risk to patient safety. and reports of repeated system degradations and outages. We know VA and Oracle Cerner have taken steps to address these issues, including training processes. And I look forward to hearing about how that collaboration is moving forward. Finally, I'd like to discuss VA's deployment schedule. Last year, VA took a strategic pause to assess the program and lessons learned. The last deployments were in June, and VA has postponed all planned rollouts until 2023, while still intending to meet the goal to be fully deployed by 2028. I am glad VA is not rushing deployments until there's more confidence in the likelihood of success, but the department needs to be straightforward with Congress about what is reasonable and achievable. This effort is too important and needs to succeed. And with that, I would recognize Ranking Member Bozeman for his opening comments as well.